One of the earliest recollections I have is that when we came in for Father to teach school, that we would stand in the window. We had a deep windowsill at the front of the house, and it was just the right height for us to climb up, and we could see down the street, and we'd stand and watch for him to come home from school. At the same time, we would often watch our dog. We had a dog that we called Old Bloss. That was short for Blossom. But Old Bloss was just part of the family as far as we were concerned. And one spring, before we were going out to the ranch, we had a nice warm day, and Mother let us go across the street, and there was a wash there. There was a kind of a high bank on the north side, but on the south side, there was no bank. And in the wash, there was a lot of wonderful sand. So she took a little quilt over, a little baby quilt over, and this was when Milda was the baby. Milda had been born. So I was a little older than 3, but not much. And she put Milda on the quilt, and the rest of us each had a spoon to dig in the sand. We didn't have a little shovel, but spoons worked just fine. And we were constructing all kinds of things. Old Bloss was there supervising the job, when all of a sudden one of the kids looked up and saw that water was coming down the wash. Well, what did we do? We just all scrambled out, and there sat poor Milda on the blanket. That is all but Old Bloss. Bloss went right into the wash, took the corner of the quilt in his teeth, and dragged her to safety. So we thought he was just about the best dog that ever was. Well, we were soon due to disappointment because there was a family that Old Bloss did not like. We suspect that some of the older boys in the family had teased him, because the second they would come near our place, he would growl, and we knew who was coming. It was an interesting family. They would come every day to, quote, borrow some milk from Sister Riggs, and he would not let them on the place. So as they would approach the gate, we would hear deep growls from Old Bloss, and we would hear this high, funny voice of one of the boys that came. He'd say, Sister Riggs, can we borrow a little milk, please? Well, they borrowed milk every day. Mother had a gallon can. She put the lid on it and sent one of us out with it. Well, one day, my father happened to be there when they came to, quote, borrow the milk, and he heard Old Bloss growling and saw him follow us out and bark at them in a rather ferocious manner, and he said, we've got to get rid of the dog. He said, we can't have a dog that frightens people like that. And we all protested, no way could Old Bloss go. But he said, now, you just know that people are more important than animals, and we're told that we should love our neighbor, and it's not very loving if we have a mean dog. And we all said, well, it's not very loving if we have to give up our dog either. We love him too. But he very promptly thereafter gave Old Bloss to a sheep herder, and there went a part of our family. There was a lot of grieving for a little while, but he promised that he would get us another dog, which he did after a period of time. That's one of the early recollections that I have.